These are some ideas I jotted down while on a long drive to racing motorcycles. Anybody guess where I'm driving? Leave in the comments, you'll get a prize. Some of the advice I give as a 40-year-old to my 20-year-old self, or somebody who's 20 years old and needs to hear this, I think some of this information, it could save your life. Especially if you have a big ego like I did and do. Some of this information might be pertinent to a lot of you 20-year-old hotheads, which I may still be deep down. A motivational video for men in their 20s from somebody who is in their 40s. You know, actually, it's interesting. I think there's a lot of differences between what I went through in my 20s compared to what I'm going through in my 40s. But also, there's a lot of similarities. Well, I don't know if there's similarities, but there's things that just don't change. One of the things that I learned is that I don't need to be the toughest guy in the room. You know, if you go train jiu-jitsu, boxing, and you become a good fighter, that's a cool thing to have under your belt. But one of the things, when I was sparring a lot, boxing at the gym, and I would go to the bar afterwards, talk to girls, and I would watch guys who want to pick fights, and maybe in the back of my head I thought to myself, I could kick that guy's ass. But really what I was saying to myself is, I don't want to fight that guy because I know what it feels like to get punched, because I've been punched in the last week, and it hurts. And that guy, the reason he wants to pick a fight at the bar is because he has forgotten what it feels like to be punched. Yep. I hope this conversation saves somebody's life one day, because it no time in my life being a badass has that ever helped me at this point in my life. If you're walking through a dark alley, it is best to make it appear that you are not to be fucked with. But other than that, when you're in a corporate setting, a work setting, unless it's the last resort, and I'm telling you, click off this video if you disagree with me, but stay on what do you do? I think it was Jocko that was talking about, if you find yourself in a situation that you can't get out of immediately, that you need to look at the situation like you're in a chess game. You know what I mean? Like if you have a boss, I've had bosses that are just dicks. I would love to punch them in their face. And I remember one time I actually played it quite like a chess game. I don't think I meant to do it, but I know I needed the job. I know I needed the money. I started school and I was able to get some financial aid for school, so I didn't need that job. I just left. Bye. And that was, I'm telling you, some of the best revenge is success. Also a lot of people will see you're successful and they will hate on you, but that's a story for another day. Just become more successful and learn to, telling you as a hothead myself, it's such a superpower to let things go. To not stare down every son of a bitch, no, just to ignore them. I remember I heard somebody, there was an interaction. I was kind of a third party, and I was there, and I piped up. I was trying to calm the guy down that I believed who was right. And I said to him, hey man, ignore the dude. To be honest, you need to ignore the guy, because actually to be honest, you should feel bad for the guy. Yeah, ignore him, but really, you should feel bad. And that kind of pissed the guy off more. I was like, look at him. He has problems at home. He has so many problems at home. He has so many problems with whoever his wife or girlfriend is, that he's
taking it out on you in this whole situation. That really pissed the guy off more. But my concern wasn't to make the guy feel like shit. My concern was to calm the other dude down and get out of the situation, because I knew the other guy was on the right, and I wanted him to see it from that point of view, that if these guys ever pick fights with you, they've got a lot going on at home, and you should feel bad for them. And the reason they're picking fights with you is because they feel so bad about themselves that they need to bring you down to their level. Yeah, I know maybe you've heard that so many times as a kid. Oh, yeah, But it's true. It's absolutely true. We don't become adults. We just become older kids. We don't even know why we're upset. We just lash out. You have no idea how many times I've seen people just lash out. And I used to get mad at them because I used to think to myself, I want to be in a good mood, so why the hell are you ruining my good mood? And now I think I've gotten even to the next level where it's, yes, I know I want to be in a good mood, so I'm trying to stay in a good mood, but you're just trying to bring me down to your level. So I just feel bad for you at this point. Hey man, I just feel bad for you. And sometimes I let them know, you know what, you just, I'm not going to let you ruin my day, because all you talking shit to me is going to do is get me upset and ruin my day. So advice for 20-year-olds, you don't have to be the biggest badass in the room. Train. Boxing, jiu-jitsu, train. Be a badass, but don't show it. Don't show you're a badass. Well, there's nothing better than showing that you're a badass ever so slightly. Not right out coming out with it. I'm a badass, I'll kick your ass. No. But if somebody all of a sudden realizes, it's like my wife. She rides horses very well, and she doesn't have to brag about it, and people don't really know about it at first, but then after a while they'll catch wind of her in the news or how she placed in some event, and then she'll let her performance do the talking. And I don't mean performance as in talking. My wife is really good at, I'm happy I'm there for her, that when she comes home that she can complain to me and say, oh, this person was stupid. It's nice to be an ear to listen to, because I do the same for her. I come home and I'll say, oh, this person was stupid. It's just nice to unload them on somebody who listens. I'm going to this event, and I don't know how good I'm going to do. I don't. But I'm going to let my performance do the talking. Absolutely. Even if my performance sucks, I'm not going to care. I'm not. There's a lot of guys, we're racing motorcycles, a lot of guys could be fast. I don't care. I really don't care. Are you fast? Cool. Yeah, I don't care. Maybe. I'm going to try to really set the tone that if there's anybody who's faster than me, I don't care. There's a lot of guys on my team who I'm faster than, and they know I'm fast. They don't try to battle with me. But then there's other guys who do want to battle, and I'm not here, because that's when things get dangerous, especially when it comes to racing motorcycles. But it's no different in real life. I know this video is supposed to be about advice to give to 20-year-olds, but I think I'm gonna do that in the future. I think I'm gonna make a list of things. I will write a list down as because I'll be going throughout the day, and I'll be like, you know what, don't entertain that, because you've seen how that goes before. I've had a conversation. I come home and I've told my wife, I'm like, hey, what do you think about this? And my wife goes, you know exactly how this is gonna play out. Or, oh yeah, even that. Like in the past, I used to see a situation happen, and I would go, oh, I'm going to lose a lot of money because I made a mistake, and I need to hold on to the project. But knowing when your project has died, or knowing when your project is about to die and you can get out from underneath it, that's a great skill to have as a 20-year-old, is being able to identify failed projects. You know what I mean? Like, for instance, if you have a car that is just not fixable, a motorcycle that is just not fixable, and you need to sell it, and you're losing, you're only losing half the money on it. I got that situation going on with a motorcycle right now. Now I could keep riding it. I think I've gotten to a point where it is rideable, but in the back of my head, the problems are still there lurking, so I can get out from underneath it. My wife has a situation going on right now with a horse. Same with my bike, and it's a little bit difficult with horses because with my bike I just put it in the shed and it collects dust. Don't care. But with a horse, she needs to make the decision pronto, and she needs to enact the decision pronto. But she asked my advice, and I told her, I said, whatever decision you make, she's asked advice from other people. They're like, oh, what do you think about this? People will dissect what she's saying as if maybe she needs to look at it from a different way. Maybe the situation really isn't that bad. I'm not here to talk my wife out of the situation because I think my wife has a good radar in that regard. But what I am saying to her is, whatever decision you make, you need to make it fairly fast. You need to make the decision fairly fast because if you don't, it could be the same way with relationships, boyfriend, girlfriend. Once you realize this relationship is toxic and can no longer go forward, then get out of it. Get out of it. I don't care how you get out of it. I can give advice for another day on how to break up, whether that's just doing it or just. I had a special way of breaking up with people in the past. It was a surefire way of doing it, but it was. It wasn't up front. It wasn't the proper thing to do, the manly thing to do. But I would just, just ghost them, be toxic until they leave you. Some girls just will hold on for dear life, but at that point you're gonna have to man up and just do it. But we're getting so off track. What we're talking about now is when the writing is on the wall and it's time for you to go. Well, be sure to subscribe for more motivational wisdom that I may have that hopefully you enjoy.